you said before the game that one mistake had proved costly. You were hoping something would happen, but it did.
That's a mistake in it, you know. I feel this is probably the most gutted I've been for a long time in a football match. The players, we've stood up to the physical test. We knew that was going to be a game of food chances, but the food chances I felt fell for us. That Ryan's had a great header, that's just hit the lad on the goal line. We had the better of the chances first half. And that one, I wonder what the player telling her what's the game. That weren't a very. But we knew exactly what the game was. We set a game plan up. We executed it in dealing with their long ball in easy. On the two centre halves, and Smithy I thought was arguably the best player on the pitch. At right back, then left back. He's a midfielder, but he come in and done well. And I just felt if anyone was going to score, that was going to be us. And that's a horrible mistake, that's a horrible mistake, and that's cost us dearly.
Unfortunately, it seems to be Alex Street, doesn't it?
Yeah, he has these spells where he's magnificent, and he's now having a spell where he's poor. What we're going to do? Chuck him on the scrap heap and get an old head in? No, of course we're not. We're going to get round him. He knows he's made a mistake. He's on the floor in the dressing room. He's still a young goalkeeper, and he's getting better and better. And he's made 2 mistakes in 2 games. That's cost us 2 points and the cup tie. But like I said, what do I do? Put him on the sidelines and go get in a 35-year-old with loads of experience? No, I'm not. I'm going to stick with him. And he's going to have periods like this in his career. That's a 2-game period on Tuesday. He'll hopefully take the job for us. I'm so gutted. That's hard to speak, and I'm really disappointed. But I've got the back four I thought were magnificent. And even Liam Fright coming on in such a hostile circumstance, I thought he did great as well. And we stood up to what they had to offer, and then we've gifted them a goal with what can only be described as an absolute horrible mistake.
Yeah, the back four admirable, and it was 2 of those who had the best chances.
Yeah, I mean, Kearns I thought was in, we was off, that must have been Lynch over, but the keeper missed it, he's got a free header, just couldn't get above it. But this is football, this is cup football, and you're disappointed when you go out of the FA Cup, and these lads are flat now. That's difficult, because that looked for all money that was going to come back to the Walks, or we was going to win it. And the ball over the top, he's come running out and crashed it. I don't know even if it did come off one of ours or one of theirs, but the lads got a tap in 6 yards out with no one in the goal. That's a happy Christmas. But what can we do? What can we say? We're bitterly disappointed. That's going to be a job to pick these balls up now. I'm glad we've not got a league game Tuesday and a cup game. Although injury to Connor Marshall again today, injury to Samuel Reedy, hamstring went tight. Lee Smith, that's his first game. He's put in a heck of a shift, and you can just see by the lads we're bitterly disappointed. But we've got to go again. This is all part of non-league football. We're not going to win the FA Cup. What a terrible cliche that is. We're devastated we've gone out of it. But we've got to go again. That's no good crying over spilt milk. We still feel that we've got, we can do better in the league, and that's got to be our full focus now.
You mentioned about Sam. You answered my question actually, because I was going to ask you. You gave him a couple of minutes at the start. Yeah,
he said it was tight at half time, and then he's got in and he couldn't open up because he felt his hamstring. You don't pull off your top goal scorer 2 minutes into the second half if he's not injured. Although he run off, he didn't look injured. That's probably where you got sort of confused a little bit. But what can you say? That was a totally even game. I'd have fancied us at the Walks. Because obviously we could have got the ball down a little bit more, but you've got to credit Barwell as well with the intensity they play at for 90 minutes. But we knew that was going to be like that, and I felt that we stood up to that today. And if anyone was going to win it, that was going to be us. But in and with a ugly mistake. And
quite often you find when you are chasing games, nothing seems to bounce for you, whereas obviously Barwell got the luck of the bounce.
Yeah, well, that's football, and that's football. We don't seem to get much luck, but that's you make your own luck. That'll even itself over the season. Hopefully, we'll get a few bounces in the league, and we can start getting. We've moved up the table a little bit. I'd like us to be a couple of spots higher, get in that top 10 if we can. But we've got a hard run of games now. Leamington next week. Barton, I'm obviously going to play a few of the younger lads, and the bench they're going to play. So people who are travelling down to Barton, don't expect the the full first team. So I've got so many knocks and injuries. I don't want them to feel shortchanged if they travel all the way there, and we've got sort of a half and half team out, if you like. So, you know, we're going to go to Barton with that sort of team, and we're going to obviously try and win the game. But we've got to try and get these boys right for Leamington, because again, that's going to be a tough game. But you know, at the walks we seem to be doing all right against these top teams, and you know, we've got to dig in now. We've got to stick together. We've got to dig in. We're disappointed we've gone out the cup. Probably more if we'd have been beat 4-0 and played off the park, you'd probably hold your hands up and say fair play to Barwell, but that ain't the case. You know, I said on Tuesday a mistake or a bit of brilliance, and that was a mistake by us, which has cost us very, very dearly.
Let's talk about the back four playing so well, and you have to say that young Lynn, when you were forced into that early game, he came in as though he'd never been away. Well,
the lad's a good footballer, innit? And you know, we're in a situation now where we can give these, you know, the route we've gone and where we are in the league, we can try and get some of these youngsters games. And you know, I think even Jack Frohawk, he come on and done okay near the end. You know, he's got that pace issue about him, but you know, we go with. I said the other night, the group's getting better, and again, take the goal. Like this group a young group has stood up to a very, very physical and ruthless Barwell team with second balls, and you know, they're strong in contact. They're men. We've stood up to that today, and you know, that's a pleasing aspect. There are some positives from the negatives, but the long and the short of it, I can't hold the disappointment that we're at the FA Cup.
Arm round Alex Street tonight.
Arm round him, yeah, I've been arm round him, all right, choking him down. Of course it is, yeah, of course it is. You know, I don't have to go in there and start shouting at Alex to let him know he's made a mistake. He knows he's made a mistake. He knows he's made a costly mistake. You know, I've watched the video. That was a foul on him on Tuesday. There's no two ways about it. But that'll still go down as a goalkeeper mistake. You know, and he's got a, you know, he's had periods like this before, and he's had periods like this again. But like I said, we'll stick by him. He's one of ours. We'll put our arm around him. He's a top class goalkeeper. If it wouldn't have been for him last year, we'd have probably got relegated. So, you know, that's one of them, innit? We just got to dig in for him, and hopefully on Tuesday and next Saturday he'll be back to top class. But you know, when a player loses confidence a little bit, that can be horrible. So it's important that, you know, you guys don't slaughter him, and we don't slaughter him, and he gets back to doing what he does best.
Don't drown your sorrows.
Nah, not tonight. I would have done it if we'd have won.